Hello and welcome to my humble kitchen. Today, we're doing a really special recipe that was suggested to me by one of my subscribers. We're going to be making World War I trench cake. So this recipe was issued by the British Ministry of Food in 1914. It was really hard to come by eggs, butter, and sugar. So this recipe has no eggs in it. It's very light on sugar to make a cake that would be long lasting, make it through the postage, and get to the soldiers on the front line, their loved ones, to boost their morale and give them a little taste of home. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited to do my best job of channeling my inner British housewife from 1914 and try to make some really yummy trench cake to share with you guys. So this is a very simple recipe. It is basically the exact recipe that was issued by the British Ministry of Food. So I scaled the recipe up, the original recipe up 50% to be good for a standard 8-inch cake pan of today. The original recipe was designed for a 6-inch pan. So for starters, we are going to take 2 3/4 cups of flour, and we are going to cream that together with 3/4 cup of margarine. So you want to mix it until you have a crumbly, almost like a pre-pie crust. You just don't want to have any big chunks of margarine left. Of course, you could use a mixer or a food processor to mix it up as well, but I'm trying to go all manual today in the spirit of staying true to the period. All right, so that is about as blended as we're gonna get that flour and margarine, I think. So next we have to add the rest of our dry ingredients. So we have 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. This recipe was designed to accommodate the rationing at the time. Sugar was scarce. Next, we have 3/4 cup of currants. If you don't have currants, you can of course just use plain raisins instead. Next, we have 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. That should do it. Don't waste your cocoa powder. Don't you know there's a war on? Next, we're gonna add our spices. So 3/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and 3/4 teaspoon of ginger. We need some nutmeg, which we're gonna grind fresh, and some ginger. 3/4 teaspoon of ginger. Approximately 3/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. All right, I think that will be perfect. All right. Next, we have to zest a lemon. The original recipe actually did not say how much ginger, nutmeg, or lemon zest that you would be using, just that you would use what you had. So I'm just going to estimate here about 1 teaspoon or so of lemon zest. There we go, that should be good. So that is everything as far as our dry ingredients go. We're just going to mix those together now. This actually smells really good. So now that we have all of our dry ingredients mixed together, it's time for the wet ingredients. So this cake has no eggs because of the war shortages at the time and the Eggs for the Wounded campaign that was in place in Britain. They sent all poultry owners sent all of their eggs to military hospitals to aid in the recovery for the soldiers. So no eggs. Instead, for this recipe, we have a chemical leavening process using milk, baking soda, and vinegar to give the cake some rise. So in place of eggs, we're using 3/4 cup of milk, and we're going to add, let's see here, 1.5 teaspoons of vinegar to that. There we go, there's our vinegar. So to that, we're going to add 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. A rounded 1/2 teaspoon. And we're gonna mix those together. We will add our wet to our dry. All right, back to mixing. There we go. Now this is coming together very nicely. So hopefully that's the consistency we're looking for. All right, it's time to get this in our pan and into the oven. So I've already prepared a parchment paper lined and greased pan. Definitely on the thick side. This is going to be a dense cake. Work it into our pan, nice and even. The original recipe called for baking this in a moderate oven for 2 hours, but from everything I read online, modern ovens do it in closer to an hour. So we're going to shoot for that. And I'm also using a dark baking pan, which actually will reduce the baking time. So we're gonna check it at about 45 minutes, I think, and see how it's doing then. Into the oven we go. So 45 minutes at 350 degrees. So 45 minutes is just about up. It's time to check on our cake and see how it's doing. Oh, that got quite a bit of rise. Nice and dense, fresh out of the oven, is ready to come up. All right, while we let that cool, let's prepare ourselves some tea. I'd be a rich man with this much tea during World War I. That's got a really nice aroma to it. Very spicy, just a hint of a chocolate aroma. If we were a Tommy in the British trenches, this would be one of the most exciting times, what you'd be looking forward to all day or all week. It's time for cake sent from your loved ones at home and some tea. Tea time. Here's a moment we've all been waiting for. Time to cut ourselves a piece of this cake. Ooh, that is still steaming. Oh, you can smell it really strong once you cut it open. That's beautiful. It's got a very Christmassy aroma to it. I like it. All right, the moment of truth. Let's try this cake. That's really not bad. That is sweet, but just a little sweet. The currants really help with that. But yeah, I could see, I mean, I'm having it warm. The soldiers in the trenches would not be having it warm. It would be cold. Unless you heated it up on your shovel, of course. But I could see this being a real pick-me-up for a British soldier in the trench. I mean, the rations they had were bully beef, bread, jam if they were lucky. So I happen to have some plum jam that we canned. I'm gonna give that a try on here, since plum jam and apple jam were very common for the British soldiers to have available in the trenches. So let's see what it's like with a little jam on it. Plums are very plentiful, so it makes sense that it would be a jam of choice in the trenches. Let's try just a little bit of jam on there. Oh wow, that helps a lot. That's actually delicious with jam. It's not as dense as I expected it to be. The texture is actually quite nice. It's just a little chewy. It's not fluffy by any means, but yeah, that's actually really good. I'm surprised at how good that cake is. The tea goes very nicely with this. Life in those trenches was absolutely brutal. I could really see this being just what you needed for a morale boost. Like, a little taste of home and a little love from home goes a long way in an environment like that. And this is just, I could really see this hitting the spot and giving those soldiers just what they need to make it through another day. It's funny, the subscriber that suggested that I did this said that he was afraid to make it himself because he thought it would just be inedible. But I have to say, after making it, this is definitely edible. It's not bad at all. It's pretty tasty. It's worth making and trying for yourself if you're curious. Or, even better, you could make it and ship it to a loved one and see how they like it. That was surprisingly good. Thank you so much for joining me for tea and cake. If you had a good time, don't forget to click like. If you'd like to come back for more sometime, click subscribe. If you have any ideas for what I should do next time, please let me know in the comments. I am always open to more ideas on recipes. I have a lot of fun doing this and I just want to keep doing it more. And your ideas will help me out on that mission. So take care, thanks for joining me. Bye.